I'm in trouble again. I'm in trouble again. You know what? People are always going to let me down. People are always going to let you down. That's why I'm in trouble again. I'm in trouble again. I'm in trouble again. You heard the beginning. You heard the little teaser, and literally at the beginning of the show, I'm like, I'm in trouble again. I'm in trouble again. Like, so when I think about you guys, I think about the morning. I think about some 300 episodes of doing what I'm doing, and I feel like most of the time, sometimes, maybe part of the time, once in a while, I'm in control. You ever feel like that, right? Like I'm in trouble again. I'm almost 60 years old and I wake up sometimes and I'm like, oh Lord, man, I'm in trouble again. I'm literally getting ready for a show and my back hurts and my shoulders hurt and everything hurts on me and I've got the hot water beating on my back and I'm literally leaning against the wall in this small little cabin I have here in Angola, Indiana, and I'm like, dear Lord, man, I'm in trouble again. I'm in trouble again. And it's not like the law's coming after me. It's not like the police are going to be hunting me down. It's just like, why in the world is this world seemingly against me? Why am I in trouble financially? Why am I in trouble relationship wise? Why am I in trouble marriage wise? Why am I in trouble in business? Why am I in trouble with my children? Why am I in trouble with my friends? Why am I in trouble with people that, why does it feel like it's sometimes that like the trouble just never seems to escape us? Is that we go in cycles of trouble, good, trouble, good, trouble, good, trouble, good, trouble, good, trouble, good, trouble, good. And I think that I wanted to share with you this morning that now I'm not in some kind of epic trouble. Don't worry about me right now. I just want to let you know that I'm relatable, that I get on the show every morning and I create content, and it's such a privilege to do that. But I got to tell you, there's a certain amount of responsibility that comes along with being in trouble again. This week, I realized I was in trouble with my schedule. There's no way that this creation of the donut capital world, pay serve systems, the staffing, and all the things that we're doing. My father, my brother, my sister, my mother, my wife, my family. There is no way that I can do what I need to do to serve these people this week. Unfortunately, I just don't know what happened to my schedule, but I'm in so much trouble right now. And I am gonna let some people down this week. Damn guarantee it. And I do not want to do that. I do not want to be in a situation where I'm letting somebody down. But I'm in trouble again. Why do you do that, Todd? Why do you do that, Tim and Lisa and Susie and Sally and Roberta and Josiah? All you people out there listening right now, why are you in trouble again? People I remember when I first came to Angola, Indiana, is where I'm at right now in Angola. I'm, I'm not going to say I'm stuck here because I love being here, but I don't live here. I don't homestead here, but my soul, my heart, and my life is here. As hard as I think and try and want and say I live in Florida since 2010, there is no way I can look somebody in the eyes and say, this is not my can't do it. I'd be a bald-faced liar. So I have two homes. But truthfully, wherever my wife is my home. She's here with me this week, and I'm so grateful. But I'm in trouble again this week for not just because I'm probably going to let somebody down or because I can't keep up with my own self and my schedule and this crazy thing called life, right? Wow, definitely. It's I'm in trouble because I can't keep up. I know that between today and Friday, some people are going to be let down. And the reason I'm telling you that is because I just want to call the shot. I'm just like, I don't know who you are. I don't know what you are. I don't know where you are, but my intentions are not to let you down. My intentions are to be the man I said I would be, the man my father made me be. And really what's bringing me to this whole thing is like, I was really going to focus on my father letting me down. And I realized that I am my father's son. And I've let people down. And the reason I want to bring that to us is because Zechariah 3:17 talks about it this morning. I'm going to just give you some quick stories like I normally do in the morning. And then after the break, like I'm going to do some teaching and I'm going to build you up. I'm going to inspire you. I'm going to encourage you. That's my job. But sometimes I'm going to let you down. And I think really that's what this show's about. This is what Zephaniah was all about. It's this idea that man, women, people will always let you down. And I'm not trying to be overly like dramatic here, but I mean, I think we all have to realize that we have idols in our life, we have people in our life. And, this change of life for me with my father, I did a post Sunday about my father being in a phenomenal dementia community, and his wife we put into Auburn Villages, a phenomenal skilled care nursing facility. We split up a married couple to save their life, to give them a better way of life so that they can reunite again. And it's been really one of these things where you just start to think, thoughts process through your head, and you're like, did I do it right? Could we have done it better? Did I honor my father? Did I honor my father's wishes? And then this verse pops up. Zephaniah, the Lord your God is with you, the mighty warrior who saves. He will take great delight in you, and his love he will no longer rebuke you, but will rejoice over you with singing. And so we're going to talk about that, but I really want to bring it home right now because I like to tell stories about my life because I want to relate what's true. I'm not making anything up. I'm just saying, hey, this is my life. I'm very transparent about it. Some of you say, well, I don't care about your life, Todd. Well, that's fine. But I will tell you that my life represents your life in many, many ways. And I have let people down. You have let people down. My father, Tom Saylor, the guy that literally damn near walked on water for me. I mean, I watched him ski and do trick skis. And when I was a little kid, he was doing everything on the water. So I mean, I got to tell you, he's like that. He was the only thing in my life that I really could tell you to this point that was a godly figure to me. He didn't bring Jesus to me, but he brought a worship mentality from me to him, which was probably unhealthy even to this day. To honor your father is one thing, but it isn't something to worship your father. The Bible says to honor your father, and I honor my father, I honor my mother. I do the best I can with both of them, and even my father's wife, Colleen. I'm doing the things I can do. And this is really isn't about me. This is about you. And I really want you to understand that this idea of me letting my dad down, me letting Colleen down, me letting my own mother, Madeline, down, me letting her husband, Ron, down, me letting my brother, Shane, and my sister, Terry. I mean, it's bound to happen. But I want to make it clear to you that today, as I think about this verse, the Lord God is with you. Right? Jay Nichols was an early pastor of mine in Sunlight Community Church in like 19, the first services we had there. You know, he, of 20 some years I served there, he probably was the most impactful preacher I had. I didn't always understand his techniques, but I did love him. I know he's still alive out there. He's still starting churches. But I remember a service we had at the Angola Middle School, and it was one of these services that it was really a special service because I only remember one thing. In his diatribe and his antics and what he was doing to grab your attention, I remember him saying that people will always let you down. And he was right. But the really reason he was saying that is that people will always let you down, but God will not. God is the only thing that's consistent in this world. So deal with it. So deal with it. Todd Saylor, Heather's going to let you down. Abby's going to let you down. Shane, I'm going to let you down. I don't mean to, bro. Courtney, my oldest daughter, I know I've already let you down some. Didn't mean to. Kendra, I'll let you down, man. I did. It's been tough being a parent all the time and making all the right decisions. And I like to tell you that that decision I made that let you down was to make you better. And maybe it didn't. I don't know. Kara, man, I'm sorry. My last child, I let you down. I'm not an idol. I shouldn't be worshipped. And I adopted a little Olivia when she was 12, and I know I've let her down a little bit, and some maybe a lot. I don't know. I've let you down. And I think it's important that you children and you people who've worked for me, that I'm sorry, but I'm human, right? You're human. You will inevitably let somebody down, and I don't want you to shoot for it. I just want you to understand it, that God is here for us, and he is the only thing in this world that will not let you down. Zephaniah had to deal with this back in 40 BC, 400 BC, something like that. It was 400 BC, 400 to 430 BC. You see, today I am a little more dressed up than normal. I'm going to court today. I've got to go see a judge. I've got to stand before a judge and plead my case. I have to prove my worthiness. I have to prove my truthfulness. I have to prove my loyalty and allegiance. I have to speak on behalf of another man that's in my care. And unfortunately, I will let him down. And unfortunately, as a human, I will more than likely let you down. God will not let me down. God will not let you down. And I will stand before that judge today. And I will give him my word. I will give him my bond. And I will share this very story with him today at 11 o'clock.
Todd is not only a remarkable, successful 30-year titan in business with having multiple businesses that generate multiplied millions of dollars.
And if that plan happens to be to build $1 million company, which I can help you do.
But he's humble. He's a man of God. He's a family man.
The world's news organizations are built on everything but positivity. He is an influential entrepreneur and business speaker for over 30 years.
I've got to forecast. I've got to pronounce. I've got to project. I've got to share with you my ideas, my vision, my goals for not only myself, but for you.
That's why he's came up with his incredible concept of taking and creating a platform for people that are wired differently.
And you got to understand that your habits of your person and your habits of your business and your habits of your spirituality have to lead to the North Star of who you are. We need to figure out who we want to be in life.
Hello, everybody. The second half, the teaching half of the Wired, the Differently Experienced show. My name is Todd Saylor. I'm the author of the book, The Brand and the Attitudinal Disorder, Wired Differently. My job is to love you. My job is to inspire you. My job is to teach you. My job is to coach you. What is a coach? Well, coach, I'll tell you what a coach is. A coach is someone who just makes you flat out better. And that's really all I'm trying to do here with you. I'm trying to learn through my own life, my own experiences, and sharing with you some 300 podcasts into this now, help making you better. And I not only had probably the greatest coach of all time, but I did have the greatest coach of all time, my father, Tom Saylor. He not only mentored me in football and in early life in business, but he mentored me right in life. And so a lot of the books I write are about some of the things my father had taught me, things I learned through what he had taught me, and experiences I've taken to different levels like this show. My father's 83 years old, and today I'm really kind of lamenting in a verse that God gave me. Zephaniah 3:17, the Lord your God is with you, the mighty warrior who saves. He will take great delight in you. In his love, he will no longer rebuke you, but will rejoice over you in singing. And so when I talk about it, I read that verse, I think about to myself, what comes to me? What will happen? What's my mindset in this regards? And it's this idea that God will never let me down. The first half of the show, I'm going to finish up a story about going to court today. But I also reminded you that I had a great pastor early on in my life. His name was Jay Nichols. And he said one thing earlier, 1993, maybe 1992, maybe 1991 was the beginning of something. And I remember that service. I remember sitting there as a young man walking in there, and they personally asked me to come. I thought, well, that's a really nice thing. There's probably 40 of us just started the church from nothing. And Jay was up there, and I was like, wow, this guy is good. He gets me. And then he hit me right in the mouth, man. And he said, you know what, everybody? I'm going to let you down. I'm like, wow. I don't like that. I don't like my preacher telling me that he's a sinner. I don't like my preacher telling me that he's a no good scoundrel. I don't like my preacher telling me he's human. I don't like all that. I'm very uncomfortable with it. Why are you confessing to me on a stage? I'm a young believer, and you're saying you're going to let me down, but God will not. And we're over 30 years into this now, and that message still sticks with me. Now, he didn't bring it to me with Zephaniah, but it really resonated with me this morning. And I remember thinking, I got to tell the story. I'm going to court. But what's the story have to do anything with me going to court? Well, the story has everything to do with me going to represent my father. And my father was this image in my life that really, really, really broke my back when it came to understanding about how good God is. My father was the only one in my life that really I could tell you would never not be with me, would never not save me, would never not delight in me, would never not rebuke me, would never not rejoice in me, right? And ultimately, as time progressed in my young manhood and over time, I realized sometime in my 30s, my dad was human. And he had done some things that were wacky and maybe done some things that I just didn't understand, including divorcing my mother and some things of that nature, right? But we're all human. And as much as I rejoice in my father and I love my rich father, and I'm going to go to court today for my father's guardianship, I need to share with you that unfortunate worship side of me had to be broke down in a big way sometime in my 30s. And it wasn't that he robbed a bank or murdered anybody or anything like that, but he was human. He couldn't keep his marriage together. He couldn't carry the load of being the greatest coach to ever walk the planet all the time. I mean, I remember him making some mistakes. Maybe I could count him on one hand, but he is human. He did make mistakes, right? And I think about that at times because I'm walking around trying to become as good or greater than that man. Oh, I'm not going to lie to you. I want to be greater. He asked me to be greater. He said I could be better. But the whole point of this story about my father and what's going on here in this misfitness is that even my father, even your father, even the man or woman or person you look up to the most is going to let you down. You know, he didn't let me down too much, but you know, the way he's leaving us right now is a mess, man. I mean, it's a good mess, but it's a mess. Psychologically, you know, I'm just going to say it. Maybe I think I just wished he'd have lived to 90 and had a heart attack from the 3 packs he's smoking a day. He's a tough man. He's so tough. But he didn't. No. He just decided to forget us all. That's kind of a letdown, you know. He randomly remembers other people versus me. He doesn't remember his second wife. It'll come back. I think it'll come back. Maybe I'm going to go there today. I'm going to see him and I'm going to pick him up and I'm going to take him to court. And I'm going to ask the judge, would you please give me custodial guardianship of my father? His body, his mind has let me down. He can't make his own decisions and can't remember take his medicines exactly right or his shots exactly right. And his heart is so good, but his mind just isn't there anymore. Dear Judge, can I have charge of my father legally? I hope he says yes. Zephaniah was a leader, some 400 BC, and he was amazing. He had 4th generation grandchild to Judah. Judah was the leader of the kingdom or tribe of Judah. But Judah was the plight of Israel, like so many kings and leaders, and Solomon, and so many historical leaders in Israel. And see, Israel's plight was that they're always in trouble again. Trouble again. I let somebody down. Trouble again. trouble again. Israel's story, the first nation ever declared in the world, right? It was Israel. Israel was a large kingdom, a powerful kingdom, a theocratic kingdom. It was God's kingdom. God's chosen people was Israel, but Israel would keep forgetting and letting God down and letting other people down and not following his word. And they were in trouble again, again, and it still goes on to this day. Israel is in a big load of trouble right now, proportionally to any trouble they've probably ever had in the history of the world. I'm not going to turn this into a political bar mitzvah by any chance of the ordination here. I'm just going to tell you that kingdom of Israel has always been in trouble. It's always probably going to be in trouble. They're still waiting on the Messiah. I don't know what they're waiting on, but I'm going to tell you that's part of the trouble. I would believe that. I know I'm going to probably get some hate mail here, but at the end of the day, as Christians, the Messiah has come. Israel's still looking for him, but we choose, we believe, we support them. We were as a country supporting them. I don't know what this president is trying to do. I don't know why he would side with somebody other than Israel, because they are our allies. They've been with us, but I digress. They're in trouble again. Just like me, I'm in trouble again. And just like you, you're going to be in trouble again because you will let somebody down and you are in trouble. Zephaniah, fourth generation grandson of Hezekiah of Judah, was a great leader. And he came back to his people. He rallied them again because they were in trouble again. And he brought Judah back to the premise, brought them back to God. And they realized that they were human. They realized that they were letting each other down. They realized they were falling short. They realized that they needed to be the misfits that we are, wired different. Now, I'm going to break this down because tomorrow we're going to talk about the 5 principles of this verse about God and what he can do for us, what he will do for you, and how he will not let us down. And here is why Zephaniah was so important. 4th generation grandson of Hezekiah. But the principle I want to leave with you today, as I go in front of a judge, as I take my father in front of the judge, as I sit there and say, oh man, I'm in trouble again. My dad's in trouble again. This kingdom here on earth that he's created is in trouble again. I got to go in front of a judge again. I'm in trouble again. Who am I relying on because I'm in trouble again? I can't go to my dad. I remember the time my dad just bailed my ass out blatantly. I was in trouble again. Wrote a check. Twice. Once he bailed me out. My wife was going to move to Florida. I was in trouble again. This last time we were married and we had some trouble with the businesses we were in, and I needed dug out of a hole. And I remember going to the bank and seeing Ballinger, and the bank's not even there anymore. And they said, what can we do? And we can borrow some money against this. And my dad showed me how he could do this, and he got me out of trouble again. You can't walk away from these people. You can't just leave them sitting on a curb. You can't just walk away from family. You can't walk away from friends. You can't walk away from responsibilities. Sometimes you're just in trouble again. And sometimes when you're in trouble again, you got to remember the trouble that you caused because someone saved you from the trouble again. But even those people that got you out of trouble need to be forgiven because they will let you down also. So here's the thing. He wasn't perfect. No human is perfect. I cannot be perfect for my children. I try. But in the eyes of a child, perfection would be mean doing things incorrectly in many, many ways. And so when you balance the scales here and you try to raise and lead and teach and do these things, it's virtually impossible not to be in trouble again. Man will always let you down. Man will always be short. Man will never, ever be able to live up to your expectations. My father, as much as I loved him and damn near worshiped him, he just couldn't do it for 84 years. He just couldn't do it. He just was human, and it was so devastating in so many ways. He was in trouble again. And just like my father, I'm in trouble again. And just like my father, he's in trouble again. And we're both in trouble again together. We gotta go see a judge. To determine whether I'm a custodial guardianship caliber son or not. We're both a hot mess. But I wouldn't ever want to go in front of a judge with any other man than my father. Tomorrow, we're going to dive into this. We're going to dive into Zephaniah 3:17. But I want you to understand, in trouble again, but God is always there for us. God will never let us down. My father let me down. I've let my children down. Everybody is not capable of being perfect in this world, but God is. And that's the message today we're sharing. And tomorrow, we're going to break that down. But one of the things I want you to do is think about wearing a Wired Differently shirt. I want you to think about professing your faith to this world. Go to wireddifferently.com and put your faith on your jersey. I mean, I love to wear a Detroit Lions jersey. Don't get me wrong. But isn't God's mission, mindset, movement, and ministry just a little more important than the Detroit Lions? I know it's hard to imagine me saying that, but it is. You're going to let somebody down. Try not to make it a habit to God, right? Try not to let God down. And if you do let God down, it's as easy as repenting, asking him for forgiveness, and resetting the clock. Get to wireddifferently.com and use the promo code WIRED15, and that will get you an additional 15% off these already discounted shirts. Chris is building this. We got some 70 types and styles. So get over there, buy some shirts or some books and things if you want to get them to support this mindset, mission, movement, and ministry. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. I'm in trouble again.